traders, Raghee here, and I think the big question that a lot of futures traders, commodity futures traders, are asking right now is, where do we pivot? Where do we look for opportunities now that the reflation trade has essentially been broken? And of course, this happened Wednesday before last on the 16th. And what really was an awesome list of 1 month relative performers that were strong, as commodities were very strong, as you can see, really has shrunk in terms of the opportunities that we have to the upside. Now, what about to the downside? There are a lot of names that are now quite weak, but it's not as if they are in trends necessarily. Silver's kind of choppy, gold's a little choppy, bean oil, copper, meal, canola, soybeans, hogs, corns, lumber. I mean, look at lumber. This is the broken reflation trade. So these were, relatively speaking, pretty strong uptrends that have pulled back, and now they're kind of in chop and very volatile at that. So I'm not super interested in moves to the downside necessarily. So what does look good? Where can we be bullish? So the list that I'm looking at is natural gas, which is something we've been in a while. Crude oil and crude oil stocks, again, been in for a while. We'll take a look at things like cotton and things like heating oil and the energies. You can see that through here. We like crude oil. You can see all the energies are strong, which actually bodes quite well for oil stocks as well. But remember, on the 1st of July, we have the OPEC Plus meeting. So I am expecting some volatility, but I do anticipate that these markets, including the oil stocks, are going to continue higher. So there are some great opportunities, but there are just fewer of them. And again, if I'm scanning a 1 month relative outperformance chart, I'm looking at essentially setups on the daily time frame. And again, far fewer of them. So then the question is, well, what's a trader to do? How do we adapt to these markets? There's 2 ways we adapt. One, we just accept there's fewer opportunities. We look at the commodities, and in the case of, say, energy, as you can see here, we will play sort of the knock-on effect and look at oil and oil stocks. Same thing can happen with the NASDAQ. One way we can adapt is just accept that the NASDAQ is really the strongest and best of our broader indices, and then ask ourselves how to look at the individual sectors or individual stocks that are relative outperformers. So we'll look at those. One way to look at it is, what are those knock-on effects? Accept the smaller. Here we go. Knock on. Accept this smaller list and just see where else that can take us. The second choice is to shorten the time frame and just look at the market from a day trader's perspective, where we don't need continuation. We don't really need session after session to move higher. In fact, I even need less as a day trader that focus on just the first 2 hours of the day. I just need some clarity between 9:30 and 11:30. So that's the 2 ways that we can adapt. All right. You can check out over at the countdowntrader.com, countdowntrader.com. So that blog has a number of intraday trading playbacks and ideas for you to check out with, whether you're day trading with options, day trading with the underlying futures contracts. So check out the last 3 or 4 updates. Super helpful for how I'm transitioning, one of my 2 choices for this current environment. The other choice that you have, I guess the third choice, is come join me on Wednesday for the first day of live trading. Now, today being Monday, the 28th, that means you've got today, the rest of today, the 29th, and it's a 4-hour class. You could definitely go through it in a day. Got the 4-hour class you can check out. So if you head on over to simpletrading.com/climb, you can pick up one of our 2 live trading packages, which is the class and all the indicators that I use for day trading included in the packages, and then join me for 2 or 4 days of live trading. Again, the first day of live trading starts the 30th, day after tomorrow. So really looking forward to seeing you all there. And in the meanwhile, make some of these adjustments, whether that is just accept that the list is smaller but has some great knock-on effects, or shorten the time frame. Okay, and by the way, this list that I'm talking about is over at finviz, finviz.com, and it's the 1 month relative performance scan that I'm looking at. I'll see you in the next update. Hey traders, Raghee from Simpler Trading. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment below. And remember, subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll get notified of the next update. And when you're ready to join me for live trading, be sure to head on over to simplertrading.com. I'll see you in the next update.